It's Fans Corner. Welcome to it, and thank you so much for making time for us. We are back in the new season. The 2025-2026 season is officially on. Orlando Pirates against Polokwane City, kicking off this season in the MTN 8 quarterfinals out at Escotini in Orlando Stadium in Soweto. That game ending in 2-0 in favor of Orlando Pirates, and thus Orlando Pirates advancing into the semifinals of this competition. It's a competition they've been doing so well in the past season. This is the fourth year running now, making it into the semifinal. Remember, in the past 3 seasons, they've won this competition, Orlando Pirates, and I'm pretty much sure they would like to make it 4 seasons in a row, 4 trophies or 4 wins in a row. It's a new Orlando Pirates team, if you think about it. New coach, a handful of signings there, very good signings by Orlando Pirates. But it was a beautiful game. Let's talk about the game out at Orlando Stadium. I have to say the crowd there was amazing. Big up to the crowds, the people who made time to go to the stadium. It's a beautiful time to go to the stadium, beautiful day to go to the stadium. It also helps that it's the beginning of a new month. It's quite a number of people with enough disposable income to go to the stadium. And also the occasion is a big occasion. It's the beginning of a new season. This is a new Orlando Pirates as well. So yes, I'll talk much about Orlando Pirates obviously because of their win. But we have to be honest, Polokwane City are a very good team. They're not a pushover. We saw in the second half in particular. In the first half, we saw 2 teams that you could tell the difference between the two. Orlando Pirates was pretty much dominant throughout the whole first half, with Polokwane City not knowing what to do, especially with the 3 at the front, with Apolis, who is a former Polokwane City player. There's Mufukeng on the other side. There was also Radio Pane as well, whom had a very good game as well. They had to deal with a lot, Polokwane City, especially in the first half. They couldn't, and with this thing of Pirates players swapping positions every now and then, I think it was a very difficult game for the defenders of Polokwane City in the first half. Apolis and Mufukeng swapping sides every now and then. You know, they just didn't know where to look. Polokwane City. Dream start for Apolis, man of the match performance. First goal, he wins he scores the first goal. Beautiful goal, I have to say. A nice build up from that middle of the park from Sipombula. I can't remember who's the other player who had a hand on that. And a beautiful goal from Apolis. And also creating the penalty. He was fouled for the second goal, and Pirates got the second goal through a penalty. Maswanganyi making no mistake from the spot, putting it at the back of the net and putting Pirates in a very good position going into the halftime. So I think Pirates, they look very solid. Pirates, I have to say, pretty very very solid. And to think that this is the beginning of the season, they can't get worse than they did today, and they had a good game. So they only get better than this. I mean, they are still, we can understand after the off season, the beginning of the season, many players are still a bit rusty. They had a very good preseason, Pirates out overseas in Spain. I think that also did them a handful of good. And I think also the players they signed quality players, Pirates. They signed some quality players. We saw the coach decide, it's a new coach as well there. I think he's a very intelligent coach. If you look at how he plays and how he actually has made a few changes in this Orlando Pirates team and still had a solid performance from these players. Apolis, obviously, with the man of the match performance, it's a very good signing. Sipombule, although I don't think we saw the best of him today. We saw a glimpse of him here and there. He lasted longer than I thought he would last. I thought he would probably come off just at the beginning of the second half. But especially for a person who hasn't played a lot of games in towards the end of the season. But second half, Polokwane City came through, showed how good of a team they are, and I have to give credit to the coach of Polokwane City. You listen to the guy speaking football, you can tell he knows his stuff. You can tell he knows where they went wrong. They tried to fix that during the halftime, and you could see even the way they started the second half. They tried so hard to pin Pirates against the wall, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. It was too late at the time. The second half ended in a draw. If you're to divide the game into two parts, so that also tells you that Polokwane City have learned their lesson in the first half, but in the second half they really came through and tried to play football. Unfortunately for them, they were not potent enough going forward. That Pirates defense there is very very strong, but that guy Mashiane, man, I was so impressed by him. the center forward of Polokwane City. I think he'll probably have if what we saw today is anything to go by, he's probably going to have a very good season this season, the 2025-2026 season. I think he really tried to cause some unsettling. He tried to unsettle Orlando Pirates a little bit whenever he had the chance, but the support came late. Sometimes the support for him came a little bit late. He would try to hold on to the ball and try to bring them in, but the support came too late. And the Pirates defenders are pretty quick, and they'll get the ball from you and they'll try to knock it around. And while those Polokwane City were trying to move, players were trying to move forward, by the time they get to a little bit to the center of the field, it's already too late because they've already lost the ball again. They have to now readjust their position and try to go and defend. So it was a difficult game in that sense. Otherwise, I think Polokwane City had a decent game of themselves, especially in the second half. But in the first half, Orlando Pirates came up on top. It was a beautiful game of football. Solid Orlando Pirates. Remember, this is a Pirates that also had a good season last season, if we are to be honest, because they ended, like I said, we spoke about this a number of times, ended up in the second position with the tied highest number of points they've ever had in the 16-team PSL team. They had a decent run in the cup competitions. They won this MTN 8. They also went into the finals and losing to Kaizer Chiefs at the end. So they are building up to a strong team that they already had last season. Yes, there are changes there at the helm. You have a new coach. You also have a few new players. But those are very good players, I have to say. Otherwise, congratulations to Orlando Pirates. And this is an official welcome from me to the 2025-2026 season. Let's have a good season out here at Fans Corner. Make sure you like the videos, you subscribe to our stuff, and also make sure that you follow us on the socials as well. This has been Fans Corner. Thank you so much for your time. We meet again in the next one.